Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and I'm very happy to see you here. My name is Soy and I'm a UX designer at Google. In my last video, in which I share some tips and also keywords for creating good UX resumes, I gave away a free resume critique to one of my subscribers. We did a 30-minute call to learn about her background and also to go over some of the UX experiences listed on her resume. So in this video, we're going to do a critique of her resume. I hope this video is going to help everyone to create stellar UX resumes and stand out in a competitive job market. Also, I am providing a UX resume template to help you build a perfect resume with ease. It's a resume template that helped me land my very first UX design full-time job in the Silicon Valley right out of college. If you're a working professional looking to change industry and become a UX designer, or a student who is applying for UX internship or first UX jobs, then this UX resume template is for you. It will save you hundreds of hours in creating a resume from scratch with real examples and actionable tips. On my channel, I am dedicated to all things about UX job interviews and product designs. So if you're interested in this content, make sure you hit the bell button and subscribe to my channels so you're not going to miss my future videos. I'm also offering one-on-one career coaching to help you nail your next job interviews. So if you want to get more career advice, do a mock interviews, or just talk about career development in general, feel free to use the link down below to book a session with me. Also, follow me on Instagram if you want to reach out to me or just learn more about what I do outside of work. My Instagram handle is SoyDesign_Picks. If you're into fashion and jewelry and are looking for OOTD inspirations for professional or social occasions, definitely check out my Instagram or SoyDesignPicks.com, a designer jewelry website. Okay, let's get started. The mentee has a background in sales and she is very passionate about solving for customer problems. The interpersonal skills she has developed in her previous jobs has prepared her transition to UX UI design. So we're going to mainly focus on critiquing the UX UI experiences she listed on the resume and also the visual layout of it. Some of the personal and company information are blurred out intentionally for privacy reasons. Let's take a look at the UX UI projects she listed in the resume. First of all, I would recommend showing all the experiences and projects following a chronological order and show the most recent experiences on top. I understand that sometimes people want to change the order of line items in order to show the most important ones first. If that's the case, you might want to remove some of the recent projects that are not so impactful in order to show the most important ones on the top, or just showing relevant experiences in a chronological order is also fine. Okay, and I see that there are two sections. One is projects and the other one is work. It's a good idea to separate UX experiences from the other experiences, but the names of the sections are a little bit confusing to me. I would recommend to use consistent names for different sections. So for example, maybe we could name the first one as UX experience and the second section as sales experiences so that it's clear to readers which sections is related to UX and which ones are not. And from a readability perspective, I would recommend to use bullet points to describe each of the experiences. And be clear about your job title instead of just showing it as UX UI, because all UX projects could fit in the UX UI category, and as a result, the same information could repeat again and again in a resume. If you work as a product designer or a UX designer, then be specific about the job title to describe the experience, because there are nuances between different roles. Identified a problem between my colleagues and created and designed an iOS mobile app in 2 months to help them solve it without previous UX UI design background. 44 subscriptions in the first month after launching. Product development, wireframing, visual design. Okay, I think this experience involves some good results and impacts, but some information still needs more clarity. First of all, it's unclear to me what exactly was the problem that's solved. It's true that in resume, we don't need to be too specific about the details of problems, but without any elaboration on the problem, it's difficult for recruiters and hiring managers to know what exactly is the scope and complexity of the project. I have talked with the mentee and learned that the problem they solved was they developed a product that would help keep track of and manage sales record. It definitely sounds like a very complicated problem, so I would highly recommend to elaborate a little bit more on it. There's no need to go into too much details of it. Just mention that you have developed a solution that enabled the team to easily manage sales records would be sufficient. And the other feedback I have is to be more specific about the cross-functional stakeholders you have worked with. Hiring managers and recruiters are very interested in learning more about whether or not you have experiences collaborating with cross-functional stakeholders, because teamwork is definitely one of the most essential skills a UX designer needs. If you have experiences working with developers, PMs, and other cross-functional partners, definitely elaborate on who are the cross-functional partners you have worked with. Also, you would want to talk more about the skills you have used to showcase your contributions. It's not very clear to me what are some of the skills you have applied to deliver the solutions. If you have done qualitative and quantitative user studies, or you have created personas which help inform product strategies, definitely call them out in the descriptions. And lastly, I see that the end result of the product launch was 44 subscribers. For any project with real launch result, I would highly recommend showing the numbers and good results in the very first bullet point, because numbers and impacts are good metrics to quantify the success of a product. You would want to impress recruiters and hiring managers by talking about how successful a product is in the beginning of the description. Okay, and let's move to the second project. Delivered an MVP for iOS mobile app to buy and sell pre-owned luxury products in 10 days, clickable high-fidelity prototype, animation, user interface design, conducted user research, and usability testing. It's great to see elaborations on what are some of the skills that have been applied to develop this product, because I see prototype, interface design, and user research in the description. A lot of mentee ask me how to show results and impacts of a student project or school projects. Honestly, it is very tricky because, as a matter of fact, a lot of student projects don't have any launch results. How might we quantify success of such projects? Actually, if you have done user testing and have results of user satisfaction rate, or you have presented solutions with real companies or clients and have received positive feedback, then those results would help you quantify success of your design. In this case, since the mentee has done user testing, I would recommend showing how many users participated in user testing and the user satisfaction scores to prove the success and impact of the project. Please remember that the principle of creating good resume is to keep it simple and straight to the point. I know as designers, we have the innate creativity, and don't be shy to show your creativity and talent as much as possible in your portfolio. But for resume, we want to use a format that is consistent with most other resumes to make it easy for recruiters and hiring managers to read. When I first saw the resume, my attention was drawn to the dark color theme in the background. The alignment and typography, font size, they all look great. But because the color theme is very different from many other resumes I've seen, it took me some time to process key information like projects and experiences I've been looking for. A recruiter or a hiring manager might be reviewing hundreds of resumes a day. We want to make their life easier by showing consistency in resume visual layout to reduce their cognitive loads of adapting to a new resume visual and focusing on key content information. So I would recommend going with safe colors like a light background. It's totally fine if you want to go a bit more creative on a resume. For example, you could color your personal branding logo, which will not take too much real estate, or you could consider using a theme color for some of the key information, like the headline of each experiences. Also, I see that there's a component to indicate available for work. I would say when a resume is submitted to the hiring team, it already indicates that the applicant is open to work. So I would recommend removing all unnecessary components like this one to save more real estate for the more important information. I like that the mentee has listed all the projects and work experiences on the left and all other information like skills and education on the right. Most people read from left to right, so if you want to highlight something important, you would want to show it on the left side, and this layout makes a lot of sense. On the right side column, the headline says, "Designing with empathy and purpose. I'll help you build products that delight senses, spark wonder, and convert." I would say the headline is a bit too general. The same headline could be used to describe any UX designer. I would recommend removing this About Me section or highlighting your unique skills that would make you stand out from others. As a matter of fact, a lot of hiring team, they actually don't pay a lot of attention to headlines. So removing the About Me from a resume might be a good choice. And same feedback for the skills section below. The list is already very long, and a lot of skills listed here are common UX skills. So I would recommend showing information that would differentiate you from other candidates first. For example, not everybody goes to the same school, and not everybody has a design major. So in this case, showing educational information above the skills section would help recruiters to know that this candidate has solid educational background in design, and her past training has well prepared her for taking a UX design role. This is everything I would like to share with you all today. Thank you so much for watching. If you think this video is helpful, please give it a thumb up. And if you have any comments or any topics you are interested in, feel free to comment down below. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.